Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the fourth webinar. Today, I'll be talking about stress event and toxic behavior. So let me go ahead and share my presentation, everybody. I am like 3 hours behind today. It has been a very busy day for Remarkable. So let me see if the presentation is going to do right today. Let's just see. Okay, let me see. All right, everybody. As you see in this content, it talks about stressful event and toxic behavior. I want to click on this so you can, oops, I overstepped myself a little bit. I want you to see this. You see that? You see that? How that looks? That looks so amazing. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm looking through my phone and, I'm looking through my phone to make sure my live is presented properly. So, as I get started with this webinar today, I want you to think about how this looks in terms of the scenery. When I look at this, I'm seeing a lot of confetti just falling out of the sky, and it's like it's a release of something. And what I mean a release is when you release a lot of the stressful things that you're dealing with, and with the toxic behavior, it's like falling down and shattering all over the ground. Okay. As you can identify that you can see all this shininess coming out with all the stress coming down, all the toxic play just spreading out in different directions. It shows you, hey, I need to relieve this stress and I need to relieve this toxic behavior. Okay. So turning to my next screen. So in this picture here, it talks about stress. And here is a demonstration of the lady on her right and how stress has an impact on your life. Number one, it talks about your neurological system. The heart may beat faster and blood pressure rise to ready the body to fight a persistent threat. So when stress come up, it affects the nervous system. Then it goes to the musculoskeletal system, the motion tension, and can be triggered tension headaches. So that moves to the nervous system, the muscular system, and then it goes to the respiratory system where breathing, it kind of messes with your breathing. Number four, it messes with your cardio system, which is your heart rate. So it goes from nervous system to your muscular system to respiratory to your heart, and then it goes through your adapting system, sending signals from your glands to the body, causing a release of control into the body to fight the perceived threat. And number six, it goes to your gastroenterological system, with your stomach. So as eating habits may change and feelings of butterflies in your stomach may occur. So when you're dealing with stress, it starts with the neurological system. So it starts with here, and it goes into the other parts of your body, which is your head. What's up? Moves on to your respiratory system, your cardio, your heart system, and your endocrine system, and your gastroenterological system. So it hit all of these 10 different points. Moving on to the 10 points here, it talks about the significant life events. Number one, the death of a spouse, divorce, marital separation, jail terms, death of close family members, personal injuries or illnesses, marriages, fired at a job, eternal reconciliation, retirement. All these events take place, and the list can be even more significant over time. And this is just something to show you what brings on stress: the death of a spouse, divorce, marital separation, jail term, death of a close family member, personal injuries or illnesses, marriages, fired at a job, maternal reconciliation, retirement, being a parent, being a guardian, being a teacher, being a lawyer, whatever it may be that is causing you to have stress. Okay. And when you're dealing with stressful events, it causes you to have a chemical imbalance. You don't know who you are from day to day because, oh, this happened. So, man, I got to redirect some things. Oh, man, this happened. I got to breathe. And you have so much on your plate that you forget who you are when you're going through stressful events. Some people honestly can sort of manage it, and majority of people cannot. And I am that. And I'm going to be honest with you on this webinar. I cannot. This is what you see behind the scene. Remarkable, having a major meltdown. And that is the honest truth. Okay. All right. Health effects of pollution. So in this demonstration, it talks about toxicness. We have air pollution, we got water pollution, headache, fatigue. So when you're exposed out into the public pollution air and all the stuff that's going on in the system, it's going into your brain cells. And when you're in the water pollution, you're going to that. And then you got soil contamination. So you're like, oh man, all these different things are really playing a part in this whole effect of my health, because you're stressed out when your health is not on the up to up. So in the air pollution part, it talks about CO, potential matter, ozone, bioorganical compound, nervous damage, and lead. And then in the second part of the water pollution talks about bacteria and parasites and chemicals. And then in the soil contamination, it talks about cardiac illnesses, gasologic cancer risk, nauseating, and skin irritation. And then the head fatigue. And with the two arrows pointing up, it'll demonstrate that air pollution has a lot to do with it. And also, too, that the soil contamination can lead because you're smelling the stuff that you're smelling in the soil, like with your raking, or you're in some type of place, like I would say those who garden or those who like to be outdoors, they're picking up those things. And those who do weather pollution, that will go on the other side. That will be you're consuming stuff, whatever you're breathing in is going inside your lungs, which is your respiratory system. Okay. And here on this centigram, it says toxic. Protect yourself. Protect yourself by all means by toxic. On this screen, you see a man and a woman, and say how they're like side by side, back to back. That's demonstrating what he feels and what she feels. Okay. What does both of these topics have to do with things we are dealing with? Watch these two videos and take good notes to get better understanding on how this can help you be a better version. So as you can see, the most stressful life events, as you can see, we have somebody crying, a heartbreak, a separation, jail, somebody left, somebody's old, a person who's looks like married, a person who is lost his job, or they're hurting, and all of these different aspects are happening to these individuals. So as I show you these two videos, one is talking about stress and one is talking about toxic behavior. So the one I want to do is the conquering stress. It's you're gonna probably have to read the caption, because I believe the sound is not very good. Let me see. It's up to 100, so watch the footage on that. I think closed caption is gonna work. Oh shoot. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know how that goes. Technology. I clicked the wrong button. It was all over. It happens. I'm having a busy day, so everything is kind of sideways. But hey, I make mistakes. It happens. So let's go back to the video. Let's try this again. All right, everybody. In this video, it was talking about what stress really looks like. It basically demonstrated what stress looks like when you're carrying every situation that you're in. And it's sitting there laughing at you. And it's not funny, because stress is getting a whole kick out of it. And what stress is really doing is causing you to go into overload. And overload is like the worst thing you can possibly ever go through, because you lose it to complete capacity simply by the fact that you having some things to deal with. Your phone in the room. On the dresser. Pardon me, everybody. Virtual school is real over here. So you're carrying stress everywhere. And stress is like a ongoing battle, back, fight. It's an ongoing fight. And you have to find certain things to kind of deal with. For myself, music, taking drives, being alone, and having Trisha time really matters to me. If you really don't understand, you're going to understand today. I, who the founder of this ministry, have my moments of stress and how I deal with it. And a lot of times I don't handle it very well. And it can go boom, bang, boom. This is stuff you don't see behind the scene. Why not exhibit myself and say, hey, Remarkable has have her outbursts in moments where she lash out. But in order for me to release those toxins, I have to be honest with myself. And being honest to release my stressful events and moments, I really have to let it out. I can't keep it in. I got to let it out. And when I let it out, I feel better. And when you release it, you will feel better. You can do it by screaming, yelling, shouting, crying, whatever it is, throwing things. You're like, dang, Remarkable. As long as nobody else getting involved with that or being in the midst of your chaotic scene. But what I'm trying to get a point across is when you are dealing with so much and carrying so many different characters and roles, you're gonna have a major meltdown, and anybody gonna get a whiff of it. It's not their fault that you're going through it. It's just the way your life is set up. And you may not really realize how significant your stress level is. I came to the conclusion, I finally realized it for myself and realized, yeah, I had some stuff that's like, woo. So this year, I take that back. These past months, I really have considered really taking care of myself in terms of my stress level, my health, all of that. Because I'm just like I said in the I just recently lost my mom, and it just gave me a real eye opener on about, hey, Trisha, you better go and start taking care of yourself and going to these doctor's appointments and really start making sure you're good, because you seen what was happening in your own loved one. That freaked me out. And for me to see that and really just go ahead and take care of these things that need to be taken care of, I did that for the last month and a half. I could say I've been to doctor after doctor after doctor, and doing everything these doctors are asking me to do, because I have to be here for these babies. Yes, us as moms got to think about, hey, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to eat better and we do better. And I talked about this the other day with a mental event. Like a lot of times people may not have insurance or certain things that may be going on, and the circumstances may be different than mine, of course, because everybody's lifestyle and circumstances is completely different. But I'm just giving you an example about how I cope with my stress. I no longer stress eat for so many reasons, because about a year ago, I kept having stomach virus back to back to back to back to back to back. I'm like back to back to back. Like, what is going? Everything I ate, out to eat was like really not good for me, and I couldn't figure out what was really going on. So then I cut back and stopped eating like certain type of things that irritate my stomach. I knew pork kind of irritated my stomach. I know potatoes kind of irritated my stomach, and it was something else. A little bit of neck bones too. And I had to get rid of the onions and the bell peppers because they were really just causing me to have a lot of stomach problems. And to tell you this too, I used to be the soda queen of America. And I used to jug them sodas down like it's no tomorrow. I used to impulsively eat like it's no tomorrow. I don't have those habits as bad as I did before, because that second time around when that stomach pain hit, baby, guess who was at the ER at almost 11, 12 o'clock in the morning? Oh, Remarkable. And that was about a year or two ago. That's when I had to make a decision. And old stubborn me went back to the old ways in terms of saying, okay, I'm good. I can go back into the old routine. Try the onions, still didn't work out. Try the bell pepper, still didn't work out. What really put a cause on me is when I got sick in Atlanta. And keep in mind, I'm 100 and some miles away from Florida. You make the call. And I was completely miserable in the second vacation that we took last year. I'm like completely, utterly miserable. And keep in mind, I was stressed out and I was like out of like, oh my God, it was not good. I couldn't really enjoy myself. I don't know what it was that I ate that time, but let me tell you this. I had to shut it down. So I had to make a decision with myself in ATL that, hey, I need to get rid of something out of my diet. It was a struggle. And I know a lot of people love sodas. Oh my God. Sodas, well, I could tell you this, y'all. I could drink a whole case of sodas in a week. And I'm not talking about a 12 pack. I'm talking about, them big cases they have at Sam's. I was addicted to orange sodas, root beer sodas, Sprite. And what was so bad about it for me was I like to drink them hot. Don't judge me. I was an interesting person. I like them drink them hot. When it's hot, I just pop a hot soda and just keep drinking, 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 drinking. Like literally. I was addicted to sodas. Like I had to have it in the morning. I had to have it at lunchtime. I had to have it in the middle of the night, eating snacks that I know I doggone well shouldn't have. Okay? I used to have late night snacks, eating nachos and ground beef and cheese and what else I used to eat. Messed around and ate some cereal in the middle of the night. After that last episode with eating cereal and milk, found out I was lactose intolerant. And I can tell you this, I haven't had a lick of milk unless it's mixed in some macaroni in some long time. The point I'm trying to get across to you, everybody, is I used to stress eat a lot and I had to cut back significantly, like significantly. This last time it happened last year, I really had to make a decision to get rid of a lot of stuff out of my diet. I don't snack as much as I used to at night, like really rarely I get a snack at night. Sometimes I may eat little chips here and there, but if it's something I'm going to eat, I'm going to probably eat a pear or maybe a peach or something like that and drink a bottle of water or maybe drink a little tea and call it a night because I don't want to ever feel that pain. Ever. And I want to commend myself too is the fact that I haven't drunk sodas in almost a year and 2 months. No sodas. No sodas. I can walk past the soda machine. I can walk by and pass the loan. I'd rather take iced tea and water. And I even had to cut back on my iced tea intake too. So I really had to say, okay, I need to drink a lot more water. Because at first I was drinking a whole bunch of water and eating a bunch of fruit. So that fruit kind of supplemented the urge to have them sodas because I wanted that fruit. Because I had to have something sweet in my mouth to because you can drink water all day long, but you got to have something to kind of give a little So I used to drink water and eat fruit. Now I drink water, have my fruit, and then I have tea. So the point I'm trying to get across to you, everybody, if you're dealing with that, like I've dealt with that, hey, something should happen. I encourage you to look into that because I tell you, having stomach cramps and stomach pain is no laughing matter. And what was diagnosed with me is an esophagus strain or whatever it was called, but all I know was my stomach was spazzing. They had to give me two different type of medications. One for it had told me to get the antacid, then they told me to get the stool medication to like have a bowel movement. You're like, why are you telling me this? Because this is what happens when you stress eat. Okay, that happened to me. And when your stomach is spazzing like that, when you can't control it, that medicine stops it from doing that. And I tell you, I appreciate my sleep. I really do. Do I still stress? Of course, I always got something going on. But I will not allow food to be my crutch anymore if it's going to cause me to go to the hospital or be laid up in the middle of the night feeling horrible. That's what I had to do for myself. All right, everybody, let me get to this next video. The video on your right side, I believe, is talking about a toxic relationship. For this woman, she did a TikTok video, or excuse me, Woman's Inspired TikTok user, and she lost 246 pounds. So I'm going to let you look at this video. Hopefully the closed caption will help for everybody. All right, in this video, I know the audio probably didn't pop up again like the other two or other three webinars. But in this video here, it talks about the lady who had got a toxic behavior. And she was inspired by TikTok users, and it inspired her to lose over 246 pounds. And now she feels confident about herself. Now, as I switch gears and talk about the toxic behavior that a lot of people are dealing with right now at this very state, keep in mind, Remarkable is going to talk to you briefly about it and shut this webinar down. And I just want you to ask yourself these questions, okay? So let me just talk about it. In any toxic behavior, relationships, friendships, marriages, co-workers, whatever it is, the thing about toxic behavior, it seems to soothe on you, and you don't realize that you're carrying that residue on you. You don't realize that your behavior changed in the beginning. But when you finally do realize that after some time, you begin to realize, hey, I don't like who that person is. I don't like who I'm becoming. I have a different mask that I'm wearing every time I'm around this person or all of these different folks. And their behavior is causing me to act out of character. And I'm not behaving the way I'm supposed to be acting. I'm acting so out of character just to please them. But in true reality, are you really happy with yourself, or you're just kind of going in with the flow? With toxic behavior, it goes a lot deeper than that. It hits you physically, spiritually, mentally, and verbally. So I'm going to give you a few examples for the ones I talked about. You have toxic behavior. It's verbal toxic behavior, okay? A person may say something to you that would offend you and bring you down. Emotional behavior is when they really hit it below the belt to make you feel like you're not worthy. Physical toxic behavior is when they're judging your careability and talking about how you dress and how you present yourself. Then they're talking about mental, where all the stuff they have did to you physically, emotionally, and verbally has kind of sunk to you mentally. You feel like you are the person that they say you are. Why? Because you believe what they say you are. And the reason why you believe, because they have convinced you and manipulated you into believing that's who you are and that's what you're becoming. And that's what they view you, and they want other people to believe that, and they want you to be convinced that's what you're going to be, and nobody else can convince you any less. When your self-esteem and your confidence is at the bottom of the barrel, your toxic behavior will ooze out on other people. You will go ahead and believe what that man and that friend or that so-called coworker has said to you over and over again. You really believe what they say about you. You really receive what they say about you. Manipulation behavior is really, really powerful. The behavior, the toxicness, the contamination, all of that is power. And a lot of people are so weakened by that because they don't have enough strength to overcome that kind of behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, behavior is behavior. Toxic behavior, cesspool behavior, mental behavior, all of these are behaviors. But how do you adapt? How do you cope with it? What is it that you're doing to deal with it on a day-to-day basis? When I give you these examples, ladies and gentlemen, it's for you to identify it, but it's up to you to make that next mile step in your life. Okay, everybody, that's my time. Thank you all for tuning into this webinar this afternoon. I will be back on tomorrow to wrap up with day 5, which is entitled October Awareness Month, Domestic Violence and Breast Cancer. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Hopefully I'll be on tomorrow at 12 p.m., but I'll probably have to reschedule because the last couple of days has been chaotic for me. So luckily I'm able to get on this afternoon. I was supposed to do it at 3:30, but I said I better get on now while I got a little free time in the middle and get it done. So I love every one of y'all. My name is Latricia Johnson, the founder of the Love Ministry. This is a webinar that I'll be doing each month, hopefully. So take care of yourself, take care of your families, and have a blessed one.